to elevate.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Two Brothers channel. Guess what? I'm one brother.
And I'm the second brother.
And I'm Rika. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the show.
This is going to be a very exciting episode, one that is very close to the heart. So I'll hand over to you, Mr. Phil.
Actually, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Claire's forte. I really didn't want to actually trick this one. We're going to call this one Family Affairs. It's a family affair. Hey, it's a family affair. That's my contribution. Over to Mr. Claire.
Thanks for the singing. Family affairs. Okay, so it's very, very rare where you see a family of siblings working together. And it's even more rarer in the Black community. And there's a lot of things that comes to play within the family. And even, you know, it's so many dimensions to this. And, you know, I'm an expert on my family. when I look at my family, you know.
I'm laughing. Go easy on us, Leia. Go easy on us.
I can see so many, the word I will use is dysfunctions, you know, because we're all very highly competitive with each other, and there is no the kind of mentality that, or the gel that should be there isn't there, and there's so many reasons why that is. It's not because we you know we hate each other or anything like that. I think it's more to do with fundamental dysfunctions, you know.
Now let me. Sorry, Mr. Claire. Sorry, I had to jump in there just so that you'll continue in a minute. Let me put some context into this. We're gonna use our family as an example, okay? But again, it is very common in a lot of African families, okay? But like Mr. Claire said there, you know, words like, "Can you not see your brother? Can you not see what your brother is doing? How can't you?" Words like comparing, "Oh, can you not see your cousin? Can you not see?" You know, and parents mean well when they do that, but they plant seeds that grow into the kind of things that Mr. Claire is talking about. Are we blaming parents? No, we're not. Everybody's doing the best they can. We understand that. Okay. That said as well, I'm a character too. I've got my own character. I've got my strengths. I've got my weaknesses. Okay, just like every other human being. And you know, so everybody has their own dynamics and everything. In my family, Mr. Claire is the cool one. So over to the cool one to continue.
You were doing a great job of toning it down, you know. I was getting a bit too serious there. You know? I think it's important, you know, we have to be careful, you know, because over the years, you know, they say, you know, look at what your age mates are doing.
Oh, that's another one.
You know, which is something that we've heard over and over and over again. And
as a matter of fact, sorry, I really am cutting you to that. Someone close to me once tried to shame me with that. In my language, they go, "She got our she be and I looked at this person when that person told me that, and I'm like, hang on, this person does actually know that I may actually be, don't let me say it. Le, over to you.
What we're treating in this episode is these things that are elephants in the room.
Elephant, big in the room. Carry on.
They're dropping big droplets everywhere, and nobody's addressing them,
Droplets, big puddles of. Carry on.
Because fundamentally, African being raised as an African baby or being brought up in an African family is different. Is a unique experience, like none around the world. There's nothing that compares to it. And the dysfunction is, it has so many dimensions to it. Because not only are you dealing with your immediate family, you're dealing with your wider family in terms of your cousins and your aunties and their family, uncles, and then you're dealing with the church family, which you.
Oh no! Don't go there. Carry on.
Then you're there dealing with the community, of the state, and then you're dealing with the government, dysfunction.
Thank you.
You're putting all this in a pot, and you're trying to discover who you are in the midst of all this,
And Mr. Clare said yesterday, we're having a conversation yesterday. Mr. Clare said, we all need therapy. He said, in fact, the whole nation of Nigeria needs therapy.
And I say that, and you said, you said that if I say that, they'll be offended. No, this is not to offend anybody.
This is family affair.
It must sound weird that you say, me calling you crazy or calling us crazy is not offensive. No. Nobody's crazy.
Nobody's crazy. No.
We're all doing the best we can.
Yeah,
but we do need therapy because
as a nation,
as a whole people,
yeah,
nation, country, race. Because bottom line is this: you can only function from your mental state, and if you're troubled mentally, you there's no way you can keep that to yourself. You will soon start spilling it out on others.
Thank you, Mr. Clare. Sorry, let me quickly tell the story. Hold that thought. Let me quickly tell the story just to, because I'm gonna be interjecting. That's what I'm gonna be doing here. I traveled to Nigeria many years ago, maybe I think it was early 2000, and I got to the airport. I've been in the UK, obviously, and I was in the line queue, and this guy in army uniform just came in front of me. I went, and I'm looking at the guy like, because I couldn't actually hear I couldn't understand what he said. Then he went again, and I'm looking at him like, what? I honestly. And then someone said, he's telling you're in the wrong line. And I'm like, because I'm in the wrong line is why this man is screaming at me like this. Now, my question is, does he not need therapy?
So this is a whole. I'm just opening up a whole new industry of Nigerian professionals, which are therapeutic, mental. Because the way we don't go to psychiatric, we don't go to seek psychiatric help as Black people, because nobody wants to be tagged with crazy. So what we then tend to do is we tend to talk to each other. And most of us are not good listeners anyway. right? So the ones that are the better listeners amongst us tend to hear a lot of people's junk, and they're not trained therapists themselves, you know? So definitely make a note if you're of this you under this continuous pressure that we're all under globally, in our country, in our state, in our homes, you know, you
You
do
need
need to
therapy.
find somebody sometimes to say, listen, yeah, I need help.
Yeah,
Just a session.
just
And
a
even the
session.
workplace will pay for it. Because I know I went um, and I asked for mental, to see a psychiatrist. And they paid for it. My workplace paid for it. So it doesn't even have to be something that you pay for it. The NHS will pay for it in the UK. You know, you need to seek this help because once and oh yeah, another thing I forgot to mention is most of us we go to church for this help.
Not a good idea.
Mr. Flores is drawing breath.
Not a good idea. That's all I will say about that. I know even saying that, I've already sent a missile. I know. I don't mean to send a missile. But let's put it this way. If the church was the solution, Nigeria has at every corner a church. I remember at our house in Nigeria, behind our house is a church. In
Yep.
front of our house is a church. Right
Yep.
beside it is a church. You hear, if it was church, we will be the most developed, the most sane people. The church ain't working. Okay? That's all I'm gonna say. I know people will actually write negative comments, please.
Yes,
But
let's get your feedback.
yeah, Rike,
Oh, so I'm not gonna say nothing on the church. I'm not involved. But in terms of therapy, in terms of therapy, I think the whole world needs therapy, especially in this 2020 that we've just it's not even finished yet. That's how bad it is.
It's
This has been
over.
a rough year. For real, I don't even think it's done, but I do encourage therapy for everybody. I need therapy myself because it's not even just about the stigma of, oh yeah, you're a crazy person or you need help or something like that. Because number one, we're all crazy.
Mm.
We're all just faking it. Let's be real. We're all trying to be the most normal and sane crazy, but
I think
we're
I
all
think what you're
crazy.
trying to say, I
Period.
think what you're trying to say, Rike, is that we're all on one kind of spectrum of crazy. Crazy past
Yeah.
crazy.
So I
So,
studied psychology.
yeah.
And during my study, obviously we're looking at different disorders, and I'm not even going to get onto that because I realized that they don't even know what the disorders are because everybody has different individual variations of everything. And second of all, the last thing that I noticed was that normal is non-existent. There's no such thing as normal, but they're always trying to perpetrate this notion of, oh, the social norm, you have to do this a certain type of way or it's not deemed as a social norm, you're deviating from that norm. Don't believe it. Whatever your norm is, your norm, that's your norm. My reality is not your reality is vice versa, not mine. So just going to therapy is a chance for you to speak to somebody who doesn't know who you are, who doesn't know your situation, and is not there to like give you any form of criticism. They're there to help you. They're there to just listen if you just need somebody to just listen to you. Because I've noticed, especially because I like to speak to a lot of people, just strangers most of the time, and I've noticed that most people just want to be heard. They don't even want you to help them with anything. They just want somebody to listen. So I would encourage, if you're the type of person that just needs somebody to just listen to you, and the people around you, they probably wouldn't understand or don't have the time. Just, like Uncle Leia said, that there's people that can fund it, the NHS, your workplace. Look for a therapist, or even a phone consultation or something.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And what Leia said earlier on, what Leia said, I know he said it jokingly, but take it seriously, someone out there. And when I say someone out there, I'm hoping thousands out there, considering the population of Nigeria, that is an industry. And what we're saying in industry, even just to be a listening ear, will improve the quality of life of Nigerians. Just take that. And if that resonates with you and the universe is choosing you as one of those people, go for it, because you will help someone. Because again, look, sounding boards are important. Just having someone to sound your what you're going through on is very important. Okay, so we're talking about family affairs. We're talking about our own immediate family. We're talking about the dynamics there. We're talking about the wider family, the cousins, the uncles. Let's talk about the uncles and cousins and everything. I've had in my experience that some uncles and aunties, they have history that you, the young person, don't even know nothing about. Maybe they're falling out with your parents sometime. And now you're going to the uncle, and the uncle say, this is the that's another dysfunction. Because again, the child of someone that's offended you, don't spill it over to that child. Another one, Leia, you were there yesterday when a friend of ours, which we'll have to bring onto this show, said that he woke up one morning and it was when he was a young man, and he saw a police officer in Nigeria, and he said to the police officer, "Good morning." And the police officer apparently turned back and said, "Come here. What is good about this morning?" And gave him a dirty slap.
Yep.
My question, Mr. Clay, does that policeman not need therapy?
I'm telling you, listen, everybody from the airport, the minute I landed in Nigeria, maybe because I just had some therapy myself, but everybody, I was just looking like, you need therapy. You need therapy. My goodness, you definitely need therapy. And I kept telling everybody, like, where are all the therapists? Because when you think about it, we look after our physical health, but nobody's talking about our mental health.
Yeah.
And our mental health drives our physical health a lot of times.
Yeah.
So it's like you need to see somebody. All this strain, all this stress you're carrying around, all this, pressure. You need, and the amazing thing is, it's not like they're gonna do anything miraculous, because you're gonna heal yourself. You have the ability to heal yourself. Yeah. When you just go into a scenario where somebody's listening to you without no judgment, impartially, they're listening to what you're saying. They're asking you questions. Why do you feel this way? What made you, why did you take those actions? What did you learn? Did you learn anything from those actions? And just talking to you, I mean, I was, because I was like, you know what? This is a breath of fresh air. Because nobody listens to you nowadays. Everybody's trying to say something. Because we all need therapy, right? Like because we're all crazy. We're just pretending to be sane. So I love that. We all lost it. So we all need therapy. So, and there's so many. So I would say make that a priority, especially after the year we've had in 2020. Speak to somebody. Speak to somebody. Ask for help. Say you want to see a therapist. Even there's telephone lines you can call up, and people will listen to you, but make sure you speak to that person, because it spills out in your family relationship. We're talking about family matters, right? where your mental state would affect your nearest and dearest to you.
Definitely. Talking about that, one of the things that talking about Nigeria is a complete, oh, God help us. When I was in secondary school, this will be shocking to Rika. I don't think Rika knows about this. They used to beat us when I was in secondary school, Rika, yeah. And in my secondary school, we used to wear white shirts. That at the back of after you've washed it, you can still see the streak of cane. You know what I'm talking? After you washed it, it has stained your white shirt that you can see where they've lashed you. That is the Nigeria I came from. So when I started having children, I shielded you guys from that, Rike.
Yeah. I dare my teacher hit me.
You see what he just done there? Some people will see in Nigeria and say, this one don't do nothing.
No, because you know what it is? It's just simple respect for yourself. I respect myself enough to not inflict any pain on somebody else. Number one, that is not my child.
Oh, we lost Rike.
I think we lost you, Rike. Yeah.
We lost Rike.
It's a different,
Rike
totally different world.
Rike is not so vexed that
because you can't even understand, you can't even relate to.
You can't even relate. I was gonna let her land that when she said that, number one, respect yourself. Coming from Nigeria, how is your respecting yourself gonna stop them from beating you?
If you respect yourself all you want, you're still gonna get your ass whooped. And they will do it in front of everybody, in front of the assembly. Because I remember in Nigeria, this is what I'm saying, that is a mental health issue. Because Nigeria is not, this is people growing up. How can you grow up in that kind of environment and be humane? Back to Rike, you were saying.
No. Welcome back, Rike. Look, what you said last before, let me cue it in. What you said last was that when you said, when I said that they will beat you, you said that, just respect for yourself. And everyone in Nigeria is looking at you and going, this guy doesn't know nothing. Look, with you and your self-respect, you'll get beat.
No.
I know it is not in your reality because, you see, I've shielded you from that. I think really the reason why I shielded you from that is because some people see you now and they say, oh, Rike is so eloquent, Rike is so confident. And what they don't realize is that my job as a parent was to protect that confidence in you. Now, you are in no way silly with it because the boundaries are there. Do you understand what I'm saying? And you understand those boundaries. I think I'll probably remember hitting you just once, and I think we didn't repeat that again. We decided we didn't like that.
Don't get me wrong. Like, sometimes a kid needs to be beat if they've done something crazy. You've told them multiple times, little smack on the bum, something on the hand. But like, come on, getting lashed at school, that's extreme.
Okay, you see, what you call extreme, Rike, is normal in Nigeria. And as a matter of fact, they call it abuse.
That's the reason why we're saying that.
We now know it's abuse, but Rike, carry on, sorry.
Exactly. That's the reason why we're saying everybody needs therapy in Nigeria, because they've been traumatized. Literally, you guys are sharing stories of your trauma. Because they wanted to discipline you. A grown adult cannot use their words, cannot communicate with the child on where they've gone wrong, what they want them to do, but instead they would lash them, they would cane them and flog them. I'm sorry, I don't condone that at all.
They will headbutt them sometimes. They will headbutt them, give them. Look, you know what? I've even had family members tied hands and legs and beaten.
Are you cattle? Are you a pig?
You see, the Siri's expression is priceless because it's not even in the reality at all.
At all.
Mr. Clay is looking at this.
And it's beautiful. It's beautiful that it's not in your reality because, you know, people your age, if you speak to them in Nigeria and they tell you half the things they've gone through, you know, you will not, you cannot even comprehend why certain people are still walking the streets. You know, they should be arrested, locked up.
Completely. Now, I said all that to say this. You see, growing up in Nigeria, I left Nigeria when I was 19. So I grew up in Nigeria. I had a substantial part of my life in Nigeria. Then when I got here, I was telling Rika this morning, when I got here, I think I went to Sainsbury's later, and there was a child at the door. And the woman basically see me coming, pulled her child, and said, "Get out of the way of that man." And later, I stopped because that was the first time I was referred to as a man. In Nigeria, I was always boy. Nigeria, you are still a boy until you're 40. Don't know if it's changed now. You're treated like a boy. But then you come to the UK, at 17, at 15, everybody treats you like a man. This is the environment where my children have to grow up in. So I realized, man, I cannot bring that Nigerian BS here because I will be regressing my own children. Among these other children that are so confident and everything. And then you now compare them to children in Nigeria. So the question now is this: how is that trauma that you are putting on your children in Nigeria, how is it helping them to compete in the world, Mr. Clay?
It doesn't. If that's the question, it doesn't help them to compete in the world because when they're talking to their peers, their mentality, like you said, is you've always seen yourself as a boy, and people have always addressed you as a boy. But you're an adult. You're a man. Even now, they say the youths, you know, with the NSARS, the youths are rioting. The youths are complaining. It's the youths.
Then you find out how old they are. They say they're 40-year-old.
You know what I mean? Hang on a minute. The youths, how old are they? Oh, between the ages of 27 to 35 to 40.
Those are grown people.
These not citizens. Are these not grown-up citizens of the country? These are citizens. They're not youths.
They're not youths.
It's like, oh, the youths are categorized as hoodlums and youths. And it's because of their income bracket. If they're making less than an X amount of money, which means they're in the poor range, then they're hoodlums.
They're youths and hoodlums.
When they're making more than that, then they're youths. But
meanwhile, in the UK, in the UK, who are the youth in the UK?
Who are the youths in the UK?
Well, youth is from like secondary school, so I'd say from 11.
Till what age?
Till you're 18. So only 7 years.
That's it. So anything above 18 is what?
You're grown adult. You are responsible for all of your actions.
Grown adult, and you're treated as such.
I'm saying to
so straight away we can see how come Nigeria cannot compete already, because in the developed world a youth is 11 to 17, 18 maximum. Anything above that, you are responsible adult. But in Nigeria, it's you don't have a job, you don't have money, you're 49-year-old, you're a youth.
What? But that's the reality of some people's lives, you know, Rike. That is reality. So
I'm so grateful. Sorry to cut you off. I'm so grateful that I grew up in the UK because I probably wouldn't be able to cope if I was to go through anything that my dad and Uncle have just described to us. Because, well, maybe because I grew up in the UK, I don't take no BS from anybody, no matter your age, your size, your color, your nothing. Nobody.
Because
Because
you're
I
a
respect
people we had.
myself. So like
Sorry,
I even
Larry, you
remember
said something.
in
Larry, you said something.
no, I said because you're a full-grown adult.
Yeah. And apart from that,
yeah,
a lot of people will hear that in the UK and Nigeria, and they will think, man, this girl is pompous. This girl is that is the reality of all the generation out here and in America. Yeah. And they're not saying that as a rebellious streak. No, they know their personal sovereign
right.
boundary.
I know my
Rika said it right.
rights.
Yeah.
Because in Nigeria, you see, unfortunately, it's enforced by the society. Because Rika, in Nigeria, someone will slap you in Nigeria, Rika, yeah. And okay, wait, let me land. Someone will slap you in Nigeria, and then you'll be like, what? And then the whole community will support that person. They're older than you. And that is where your power is taken away. So even though you want to stand up for yourself, you cannot stand up against 50 or 100, the culture. Mr.
Yeah.
Claire.
Yeah.
The whole community, like you said. So going back to these family matters.
Of course,
So
this
we just
function.
identify something there that,
Yeah.
this so-called, youth and the responsibility that you place on them and what you demand of them and how you treat them and how you approach them and you talk to them, that they're not youths. They're
No.
grown
Adult.
up citizens, adult citizens of the country.
Now,
So
one of the things, sorry.
go on. You're gonna
Okay.
say.
One of the things I wanted to say is that, you see, when we're saying that, when we're highlighting these things and we're looking at it as a dysfunction of the nuclear family, the extended family, and it's like, you see, we use the example of Rika being slapped the other time. A lot of people would not even want to hear whether it is right or wrong that she was slapped. They will just say that person is older than you. Just take it.
Who slapped you?
Oh, that older person has got white hair. Now, white hair doesn't mean wisdom. White hair doesn't mean right. And that is why you can have a 40-year-old president in the first world, and that same 40-year-old, that same person will be a boy in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And then we now expect Nigerians that have been subjected to this dysfunction to suddenly be confident and produce. We now expect them to be like Bill Gates. Bill Gates is probably, I don't even think he's 60 yet, but it's like, I own the world. You understand what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say is that you cannot build confidence from something that is stripping away confidence from people. So my children are confident because I see each one of them. I respect each one of them. Mr. Phil, you respect. The reason why I respect them is this. I am the first person that instills that confidence and that respect in them. We were talking yesterday, and someone was saying that there's trauma in the house. Where was the father? And we said, the father was the first victim. The father was the one first being beaten. So when the children now see that dad is being beaten and terrorized in the house, how can they fight? Again, in the swing about Nigerians, as parents, it is your responsibility to start equipping your children, because your children are not on this world alone. They're going to be meeting children from places in life. You see those Chinese children that are coming to Africa, they've got a different mentality. They see themselves differently.
Yeah.
And you will act as you see yourself. If you see yourself able, if you see yourself capable, that is what you produce. But if you see yourself beaten, you see yourself. You see, when you come to Nigeria, it's like they call it thingy. My children look at me in the eye. Your children look at you in the eye. You know why? Because over here, the culture means if you're like this, yes, sir, Mr. Officer, they believe you're shady.
Mhm.
In this
You're
culture,
not
culture, if you go, yes, but in Nigeria, that's what they like. In Nigeria, they're like, oh, the guy's got respect. No, the guy is traumatized.
Yeah. Yeah. Which
Because
is
respect is earned.
it's
Respect is earned. You don't traumatize respect into people. You earn respect. My daughter does not respect me because I'm her dad alone. She respects me because I have earned her respect. Rilke, is that true or a lie?
It's absolutely true.
How have
Absolutely.
I earned your respect?
Just by being a reasonable person, you know, like growing up with say I wanted to go wow or something, it was always like, okay, you want to do this? This is the boundaries I'm setting. If you can follow them, then we're good. If you can't follow them, make sure that you do these things so that I know what is going on and so and so. So yeah, you've just been a reasonable person, very good with communication, and I think that's all that it is. You know, you've got to be straightforward.
And to be honest, you see, what again, another thing I would bring into this is this. We say family, and this is probably where we might have to do a part 2 about this actually. Guys, are you up to for do you want to should we do a part 2 of this?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's something that we can always come back to, you know.
Yeah, we'll come back to it. But I just want, okay, let me quickly bring this in. Because again, in this milieu of things, how can we trust people? Because again, trust is earned. I know that I can tell Mr. Clay and Rick right now, say, cross the road, don't even look, cross. Will you guys cross or not?
Yeah, definitely.
Mr. Clay will think twice.
I would think twice, yeah, definitely. I will have one eye open.
but what I'm saying is this. Okay, so Rick will cross, okay? But if Mr. Clay, if you sense that there's no time to check, have I earned enough for you to take my word?
Now, if you say, you know, trust me, just go. You know, yeah. So yeah,
you will go. Okay, and that is why I'm saying that is this. A lot of family don't have that, and the reason why they don't have that is because they don't realize that they have to build that. That has to be built piece by piece. The trust has to be built. It just, but unfortunately, some people just expect it to be there. Oh, we're family now. We're family. But then while you're saying you're family, you're not keeping your promises. While you're saying you're family, you're not reliable. While you're saying you're family, you're stabbing each other in the back. And then you want trust to grow out of that. Mr. Clay, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, because you want trust to grow out of that because you're blood. You know, we're blood. You know, we're siblings. We carry the same name. No, that's not how trust is built. One of the things that I struggle with, especially within our families, where we can talk candidly without people flaring up. You know, because sometimes even just to talk candid, to be candid, you know, to say, listen, this is what I'm going through. This is how I'm feeling. Most people will not even let you finish that sentence. You know, they will be, you know, and but there needs to be a place, you know, within the family where number one, you have your siblings, and you have your children, because we're now adults now that we have our kids, then the family needs to be a safe place for everybody. It shouldn't be the first ground of war, which, my children should be free with your children, and your children should be free with my children, and your children should be free with me, or feel safe with me, as well as my kids feel safe with you. It shouldn't be, um, okay, my kids now, family matters is deep.
It's deep, definitely.
It shouldn't be, my kids are now in competition with your children.
Imagine.
And your children are now in competition with my kids. Just the same way we were in competition with each other. Which is what is the reality. It's not something that we're just saying to sound interesting.
Okay.
It's the reality of what's going on.
Sorry, Mr. Clay. We'll do a part 2 of this. And I'm just going to end with this, because we'll do a part 2 of this. Maybe this is where we'll start again. Mr. Clay, you see what you're talking about there? A family should be this, a family should be that. I've reconciled myself to this point. Now, some people will not agree with me, and that's fine. And some people will say, nah, I don't feel that. That's fine. This is how I deal with it at this point. I cannot legislate what the other person will do, because I have been in a situation where, as you know, and you may want to vouch for this, I've always promoted cooperation with my siblings. I've always promoted that. But I cannot control those who take it on board and those who don't, or how they take it on board and how they don't. So I personally come to this conclusion. There's a big difference between family and relative. I know who my family are, and I know who my relatives are. I trust my family. I don't necessarily trust my relatives. On that note, thanks, Mr. Phil.
And we can put that back, in terms of family might not be blood related.
Of course.
Just because some people might not understand that. So
actually, family, a lot of my family are not my blood.
Oh, there you go. So that then clears that up. But yes,
but all my relatives are my blood. But I don't trust them. And you know why I don't trust them? Because they've not earned it. It's as simple as that. It's not about emotions or anything.
They don't trust you either. So, but the thing is,
so I don't look for that trust from them.
The thing is, they don't trust you, you don't trust them. This is where the therapy comes into it. Because
that's why Mr. Phil needs therapy.
Like me, because we're all crazy. So we all need therapy. There's reasons why this is played out the way it has. And I hope that one day we will get the help I need personally.
Yeah.
And be able to then connect with somebody that's gotten the help they need, and then talk and be able to then build together in the right way. Rike.
Yes, I second that. And I also agree that, look, nobody's your competition. You're your only competition. You shouldn't be fighting your siblings. You shouldn't be, be compared to your cousins. Like, all of that causes unnecessary headache, So I just say peace and love. I always try and spread peace and love with everybody that I meet. So peace and love to you all, and thank you for watching.
This has been a very... When Mr. Clay said we should do this topic, he will tell you, I told him, I don't want to. But I'm glad we have. And it is what it is. I don't think I have all the answers. And as it is, I'm glad that we've done the topic, family affairs, and we may do a part 2. On that note, Mr. Clay, did you want to say anything before we left? Okay, no. Waving. Okay, Rika, are you waving? Okay, we're all waving. See you all later. Hope you enjoyed this episode. It's been a fiery one, but hey, sometimes we gotta go there. God bless.